Already now, the world's largest technology companies are gradually beginning to change the very understanding of what human everyday life will look like over the next 10 years. Just a few years ago, the idea that a full-fledged humanoid robot would stand in the kitchen instead of a person was perceived as science fiction from movies about the distant future. But today, the situation is changing so rapidly that even Wall Street analysts admit the market for household humanoid robots could become the largest technology market in human history after smartphones. And at the center of this race right now is Tesla, and personally Elon Musk, who, according to several American publications and Silicon Valley insiders, has already held closed presentations of the new generation of Optimus robots for the company's partners and potential investors. The most interesting thing is not even that these robots will be able to carry heavy loads, work in factories, or perform household cleaning. Tesla's main bet is unexpectedly being placed specifically on cooking food. Yes, it sounds like something unbelievable. But according to sources inside the company, they believe that the kitchen will become the main battlefield for the future of household robots. Because cooking is one of the most exhausting and constant responsibilities of human beings. People spend thousands of hours of their lives preparing breakfasts and dinners, washing dishes, buying ingredients, cutting products, controlling temperatures, and constantly repeating the same actions. And it is exactly this routine that Tesla wants to eliminate completely. According to journalists who attended one of the closed demonstrations in Texas, the new Optimus is already capable of independently preparing a full dinner without human involvement. And this is not about some primitive reheating of processed food. The robot supposedly knows how to work with real ingredients: vegetables, meat, spices, dough, hot surfaces, and kitchen appliances. Insiders claim that Tesla, together with xAI and the Grok team, created a separate neural network model trained on millions of hours of culinary videos, recipes, and the movements of professional chefs. This system analyzed literally every hand movement of the world's best chefs: how to hold a knife, how to flip a steak, how to determine meat readiness by texture, how to recognize smells and degrees of doneness. And most importantly, the robot is constantly learning. This is no longer just a programmed machine. It is a full-fledged AI chef that will become better every day. Sources claim that Tesla is making a huge bet specifically on the robot's human design. Inside the company, they believe that psychologically, it is easier for people to perceive an assistant that looks as similar to a human as possible. That is why the new generation of Optimus will have almost completely human proportions, smooth movements, and even micro-gestures. According to engineers, the robot will be able to slightly tilt its head during conversations, maintain visual contact through a face screen, and react to the owner's emotions. The face itself will be replaced by a large next-generation OLED display that will show animated facial expressions, eyes, emotions, and an interaction interface. But the rest of the body will be practically identical to a human, especially the hands. Right now, the hands are being called Tesla's main project. According to insiders, the company spent billions of dollars creating the most precise robotic hand possible, because the kitchen is a real hell for a robot. It requires millimeter precision, flexibility, speed, and the ability to work with hundreds of different objects. A human hand can carefully crack an egg without crushing it completely, can feel the texture of dough, can hold slippery fish, and can slice vegetables into ultra-thin pieces. And Tesla wants to achieve the same capabilities from its robots. Some journalists who attended the demonstrations claim that the new Optimus hands are capable of performing more than 200 different types of grips. The robot can hold a wine glass without leaving fingerprints. It can roll out dough with extreme precision. It can decorate dishes at the speed of a professional Michelin restaurant. And all of this happens almost silently. According to sources, Tesla specifically worked to ensure that the robot's movements looked alive rather than mechanical. And this especially impressed investors, because many companies are already creating industrial humanoids, but it is specifically Tesla that is trying to make a robot emotionally comfortable for an ordinary family. The most interesting part is the business model currently being actively discussed inside the company. According to Bloomberg and a number of tech bloggers, Tesla may completely change the principle of robot sales. Instead of a simple device purchase, the company is supposedly considering several subscription levels at once. The basic version will include a standard household robot capable of cleaning the house, washing dishes, organizing items, and performing simple cooking. But a separate feature will be Tesla Chef AI, a premium kitchen assistant mode. Sources claim that Tesla wants to create something similar to a Netflix or Spotify subscription, but for food preparation. For example, the basic package would allow the robot to cook a limited number of dishes, and the premium subscription Tesla Chef Premium would unlock access to thousands of recipes, personalized learning, automatic nutrition planning, and even culinary styles from different countries around the world. Imagine the situation. In the morning, you wake up and tell the robot, "Today, I want a Japanese breakfast." The robot instantly analyzes your preferences, health condition, calories, physical activity, and the availability of products in the refrigerator, and begins cooking. 20 minutes later, a restaurant-level breakfast from an expensive Tokyo restaurant is already on the table. Moreover, the robot itself knows which ingredients are running low and automatically orders new ones through the Tesla marketplace ecosystem. Essentially, the kitchen turns into a fully autonomous system. According to analysts from Morgan Stanley, it is the home automation market that could make Tesla the most valuable company in human history. Because while previously Tesla sold cars, now the company wants to sell essentially digital workers. And such workers can be scaled infinitely. One robot will generate money for the company not only during the sale, but also every month through subscriptions. Some insiders say that the Tesla Chef subscription could cost around $200 to $300 per month, but users would gain access to the cloud intelligence of the kitchen. In other words, the robot would constantly receive skill updates, new recipes, new cooking techniques, new movements, new presentation styles, and also the ability to replicate dishes from the world's best restaurants. This is exactly what especially frightens the restaurant business right now, because major chains already understand if Tesla truly releases a mass-market kitchen robot, the industry could change forever. According to American Analytical Centers, restaurants spend enormous amounts of money on staff. Chef salaries, training, employee turnover, human mistakes, employee illnesses, vacations, all of this costs billions of dollars annually. A robot, however, is capable of working almost around the clock, without fatigue, without breaks, without conflicts, without being late, and most importantly, consistently. The same burger will always have the same taste. The same steak will always be cooked perfectly. Insiders claim that already now some major restaurant chains in the US are testing early versions of Tesla kitchen robots behind closed doors. Fast food chains are especially interested in this, because speed and consistency are crucial there. According to sources, one Optimus is capable of replacing several kitchen employees at once. The robot can simultaneously fry meat, assemble burgers, control fryers, clean work surfaces, and monitor orders. And thanks to integration with Grok, the robot will understand human speech almost like a real employee. But the real revolution may begin specifically in the segment of expensive restaurants, because here Tesla is betting on something completely insane. Sources claim that Tesla is working on a Michelin AI mode. This is a separate system that analyzes the techniques of the world's best chefs. Essentially, the robot will be able to replicate the style of famous restaurants. Imagine having a chef at home who can cook like the best restaurants in Paris, Tokyo, or New York, and all of this without human mistakes. Moreover, some experts believe that robots may surpass humans, because a robot is capable of considering hundreds of parameters simultaneously. The temperature of every millimeter of the surface, air humidity, the cooling speed of a dish, the chemical composition of ingredients, the reaction of proteins during heating, and all of this in real time. Some futurists are already calling this the end of the household kitchen era, because in 10 years people may stop cooking altogether. Just as most people today no longer wash clothes by hand, in the future, cooking may become a rare hobby rather than a daily obligation. Younger generations especially may perceive manual cooking as something outdated. Analysts at Goldman Sachs suggest that the mass adoption of household robots could even change apartment architecture, because kitchens will become smaller, while the entire food preparation system will become highly automated. According to sources, Elon Musk considers household routine to be one of the main problems of modern humanity. Inside Tesla, they are supposedly discussing the concept of freeing time. The company wants to show that robots should return thousands of hours of life back to people. Instead of standing at the stove, a person will be able to exercise, relax, work, spend time with family, or develop personal projects. And that is exactly why Tesla is actively promoting the idea of a robot companion rather than simply a household device. According to rumors, the new generation of Optimus will not only be able to cook, but also literally manage the entire house. The robot will know the family's schedule, each person's habits, allergies, favorite dishes, health conditions, diets, and even the owner's mood. If a person is tired, the robot will prepare calming food. If a person is training, high-protein meals. If the owner is sick, the robot will automatically change the diet. And thanks to integration with the smart refrigerator Tesla Home, the system will be able to fully manage food supplies. The most unbelievable part is the expected price. According to some analysts, Tesla wants to reduce the production cost of Optimus as much as possible. Sources claim that the company is considering a starting price of around $20,000 to $25,000 for the base model. For many people, this sounds expensive, but analysts remind everyone that the first automobiles also seemed like a luxury, and now almost everyone has one. Moreover, Tesla may launch a rental model. For example, the robot could cost $299 per month through a subscription, including AI updates and service maintenance. In that case, millions of people could afford a personal robot already within the next few years. Such robots may spread especially quickly in wealthy countries with high labor costs. The US, Japan, South Korea, Germany, Singapore. These are exactly the places where kitchen automation could first become mainstream. In Japan, interest in such systems is enormous because the country is facing worker shortages and an aging population. There, a robot chef is perceived not as science fiction, but as a necessary solution. But alongside this, panic among professional chefs is also growing. Many experts already warn that the profession could begin disappearing. Of course, humans will not completely leave the culinary industry. Signature restaurants and unique chefs will always remain, but a huge portion of mass-market cooking could indeed transition to robots, especially in places where speed, consistency, and low costs are important. Some economists compare what is happening to the Industrial Revolution. At one time, machines replaced manual labor in factories. Now AI and humanoids may replace household labor, and much faster than many expected. And the most dangerous thing for Tesla's competitors is the combination of hardware and artificial intelligence, because many companies know how to build robots, but far from every company knows how to create such powerful AI systems. And according to insiders, Grok will become the key element of the entire ecosystem. Sources claim that Tesla is already building enormous data centers specifically for robot training. Every Optimus will continuously transmit anonymized data to the cloud. If one robot learns how to perfectly cook a new dish, millions of other robots around the world will be able to receive that skill. Essentially, humanity is creating a collective kitchen intelligence for the first time. And this is exactly what is now causing real excitement among investors. Some analysts already predict that the humanoid robot market could become dozens of times larger than the automotive market, because a car is needed only for a few hours per day, but a household robot is needed constantly. And if Tesla truly becomes the first company to create a mass-market kitchen robot, the company could gain a colossal advantage. The most surprising thing is how quickly all of this is happening. Not long ago, Optimus could barely walk across a stage. Today, insiders are already talking about robots capable of preparing full meals. And within a few years, according to analysts, such systems could become an ordinary part of the home. And perhaps the future really will look exactly like this. A person comes home in the evening, and the robot already knows what to cook for dinner. Without fatigue, without mistakes, without the need to spend precious hours of life on routine. But the more information appears about the next generation of Optimus, the stronger the feeling becomes that Tesla is preparing not just a new robot, but a completely new model of human life. Because the kitchen is only the beginning. According to several technology insiders, inside the company, there is already discussion of the concept of full home autonomy, where a humanoid robot becomes the central element of everyday life. And if in the past a smart home meant only light bulbs, cameras, and voice commands, now it is about a real physical assistant capable of literally replacing dozens of household actions. And it is precisely cooking that is seen as the main emotional trigger for people, because food is something a person interacts with every day. And if a robot can perfectly cover this need, trust in humanoid systems will increase dramatically. According to analysts in California, Tesla perfectly understands human psychology. Many people are afraid of robots in factories, afraid of AI, afraid of automation, but when a robot brings you a perfectly prepared dinner after a hard-working day, the attitude begins to change, which is why the company is betting not on aggressive futurism, but on comfort. And sources claim that the new generation of Optimus is being designed so that movements are as calm and smooth as possible. The robot is not supposed to scare, it is supposed to create the feeling of a helper. And some engineers inside Tesla even call the project a home companion of the future. Especially interesting is the information about how exactly such robots will be trained. According to insiders, Tesla is already testing a system where a robot literally copies human actions in real time. For example, a professional chef puts on a special motion capture suit and starts cooking while Optimus simultaneously records every micro-movement, cutting speed, knife pressure, angle of turning ingredients, stirring time, even posture during work. And after that, the neural network converts all this experience into a digital model that can be uploaded to millions of robots around the world, effectively allowing one talented chef to train an entire army of kitchen humanoids. Moreover, some sources claim that Tesla is already negotiating with well-known restaurants and culinary celebrities, with the idea of creating exclusive chef packages. For example, a user could purchase a separate subscription for Italian cuisine, Japanese cuisine, or even a specific Michelin-level restaurant, so you could activate Tokyo Premium mode, and the robot would cook as if an elite Japanese chef were in your home, not only cooking, but also reproducing serving style, texture, and even the aesthetic of Michelin-level restaurants. And some experts believe this could destroy a large part of food delivery, because there would be no need to wait for a courier or overpay a restaurant if a robot at home can prepare the same thing almost instantly. It is also interesting how Tesla may solve the ingredient problem. According to leaks, the company is considering creating its own Tesla Fresh system, a network of automated food supply, where the robot will know in advance what is running out in the refrigerator and automatically place orders. And some insiders say Tesla is testing special smart ingredient containers integrated directly into future kitchens, so a person could almost completely forget about going to the store, while the robot itself monitors freshness, expiration dates, and optimal storage conditions. But the most alarming factor for Tesla competitors is the speed of artificial intelligence development, because just a year ago, many were skeptical about the idea of home humanoids, while today, neural networks are already capable of understanding complex commands, maintaining conversations, and analyzing environments at an almost human level. And with the integration of Grok, the situation becomes even more serious, because according to analysts, Tesla is not just building a robot, but a unified AI ecosystem. Tesla cars, home robots, data centers, and cloud computing are all gradually merging into a single massive network. And every new robot will become smarter thanks to the experience of millions of other devices. Some insiders claim that in the future, Optimus will be able to literally anticipate the owner's wishes. For example, the robot will see through the calendar that a person is returning after a hard workout and will prepare a high-protein dinner in advance. Or if the owner had a stressful day, the robot will suggest a relaxing menu and even choose music and lighting for the atmosphere. It sounds like science fiction, but these are exactly the kinds of concepts currently being discussed inside the industry. This could especially transform the lives of wealthy people and celebrities. Even now, many billionaires spend huge amounts of money on personal chefs. But a humanoid robot could turn out to be more efficient and cost-effective. It does not get tired. It does not require vacations. It does not get sick. It does not quit. And it can operate almost 24 hours a day. According to some analysts, top-tier versions of Optimus will be able to stay active for more than 20 hours a day thanks to new Tesla batteries. And at night, the robot will automatically connect to a charging station while also downloading AI updates. Sources also report that Tesla is testing special kitchen modules for robots, meaning future kitchens will be designed around Optimus, with counter heights, appliance placement, automated cabinets, built-in cameras, and temperature sensors all optimized for robotic movement. And some designers already call this the first AI-designed kitchen, suggesting that if such standards become widespread, the entire furniture industry could change. But alongside excitement, concern is also growing because many experts are beginning to ask what will happen to millions of people working in the food service industry if restaurants begin to massively replace employees with robots, since the consequences could be enormous. And according to analysts, only in the US millions of people work in food service, meaning even partial automation could cause major disruption, especially affecting entry-level cooks, fast food workers, and kitchen staff. Some labor unions have already begun discussing possible restrictions on robotic kitchens, and in Europe the debate is even more intense due to stronger worker protections, while in the US and Asia companies are instead heavily investing in automation due to rising wages and labor shortages, with Tesla potentially becoming a major catalyst for these changes. Interestingly, restaurants themselves are increasingly beginning to see robots not as a threat, but as a new standard, with some American media reporting closed tests of fully automated kitchens where robots fry meat, assemble orders, clean equipment, and even decorate dishes, achieving impressive speed and consistency with minimal errors. And now, Tesla is reportedly going even further by discussing the creation of fully robotic Tesla diner restaurants, where nearly all staff are Optimus humanoids that greet guests, prepare food, serve dishes, and even interact with customers, with each robot potentially having its own personality, communication style, and visual interface. And some analysts believe such restaurants could become a powerful marketing tool for mass adoption of home robots. Finally, many people already seem psychologically ready for such a future, especially younger generations raised on technology, for whom interacting with AI or robots feels natural, and surveys even suggest that many would willingly delegate household routines to robots if it saves time. And time is becoming the most valuable resource today. According to futurists, humanity is gradually moving toward a world where people will spend less and less time on survival and routine tasks. Robots will take over cleaning, laundry, cooking, logistics, and a huge number of everyday processes. Then, the main value will shift toward creativity, ideas, entertainment, and personal development. And if Tesla truly implements even part of its plans, the world could enter an era where a personal robot chef becomes as common as a refrigerator or a smartphone.